Hello, everybody. See, this is the actual intro now. What's up,
Okay,
YouTube?
now this is the real thing.
I'm currently not being eaten by a snake.
But think of how entertaining it could be to witness you eaten by a snake live on youtube.com.
My wife would hate it. That's the problem. I've mentioned it to her like many a time.
That's concerning.
Yeah. Like, what if?
Why does that specific horror come up in your day-to-day?
Why doesn't it come up in your day to day?
I don't put myself in situations to get consumed by snakes. It seems that you
Well,
might.
you don't go to DeviantArt enough. Hello, chat. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Mlep. Hi, Storms. Hi, Fire Goddess. Hi, Rowan. Hi, Slick Duke. Hi, Foz Extreme. Hi, Sappy B. Hello, everybody in chat. It's time for the Q&A segment that is exclusive to all y'all on YouTube. So if you want to make sure that you're part of the, if you want to know, you make sure you're part of the know and get your questions answered, you got to be here. Hi, Orange. You got to be here right at 6. Or, 5:50 when I start the countdown. Whatever you want to do. You could show up later, but,
You don't want to be late.
you don't want to be late. No,
You
it's
wanna be
really
on time.
embarrassing. I've tried to be late to the podcast before. It's not great. I don't recommend it.
Being punctual is important.
It's a skill.
It's a lost art.
It's a loss. That's a problem for my therapist to figure out, not me. We have a lot of questions. I will try to get through as many as I possibly can.
If it seems like a bad question, do what I do and just throw it out. That will cull the list so quickly.
I just have a filter that says just okay, check bad questions, and then just half of them. Got it.
Yep.
I want to start with I think Game Master has a pretty good one to start with. Just like let's set the vibe. What are your biggest struggles that you've had to overcome in content creation over the years? Just one.
Where could I start with that? I could say something simple like fighting the platforms themselves, right?
I think
Because
YouTube is the worst part of YouTube.
YouTube is the worst part of YouTube. So that's definitely part of it. Like for me specifically, because everyone has that issue. Working too much was an issue for many years, and I'm better at that now. I learned to stop, but for a long time it was what if I worked until I died?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I tried really hard to work until I die for many years, but I lived.
It didn't work.
So now we get to do this interview. It's great.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, we'll probably talk about it a little bit too in the podcast proper, but yeah, I think like burnout is definitely
I have things to say about it. I have thoughts about it.
Burnout good? The answer may surprise you.
It won't surprise you at all, actually. Most unsurprising answer of the evening.
Jax asks, who was one of your favorite film directors that you didn't know about before film school?
To be honest, I didn't really know a lot about directors in general. Like I liked watching movies, but I didn't really learn about who was making the movies until film school. I'll say Darren Aronofsky.
Ooh, yeah. Good choice.
Requiem for a Dream, Pi, Black Swan,
and
other movies.
Did you like watch his movies before film school, or did you
No.
only learn? Got it.
No. In fact, in one of the very first classes I had for film, we watched like little clips from different movies.
Yeah.
And we were shown a clip from Requiem, which was like It's a very intense movie, and we were showing this clip, and I was like, "Dang." And the professor was like, "This is, one of the movies that you should put on your list of, like, to watch at some point." So throughout that entire class, it was like making a list of all these films that I should watch, and then at some point after I graduated, me and Mao were, together, and I was like, "There's this movie I should rent."
Mhm.
So we watched Requiem. I was like, "Ah, this is not a date movie."
What date number was that?
Uh,
Tell me early,
I
late?
don't think I don't think we were married yet. I'm pretty sure we were not married yet.
Well, yeah,
So,
the Requiem date, like, clinched it.
I mean,
That's when she
I
knew.
yeah, that I have subjected her to so many other films since then that it's fine. I would say the word that she's desensitized, but really she just is bothered by it every single time.
She still maintains that sensitivity, God bless her.
Yeah. She's like, "You can watch these movies by yourself." And I'm like, "It's more fun to talk about them with a friend.
That is true. I do like that. I do enjoy that. Let
That's what makes
me
movies good."
I need to turn on word wrap for some of these, hold on.
See, that's a quick way to cull them. That question, too long. It's out.
If it needs an opening paragraph for context?
We have a feature on our Twitch streams that Chaz programmed that if people write too much in their message, it
Yeah.
deletes it. And it teaches people to not do it.
Wow.
And
Like,
we've
just
had it on since so it's like 8 years of it. So and it tells you in chat if it deletes it. It's like, "You wrote too much." So, it's a really good way of, like, just getting like, "Okay, I should not write a story. I should just keep it brief."
Yeah, I need a 2010s Twitter.
Yes. You have to send me tweets only. That's it. I will read 1 tweet.
What if it's just a link to, like, a post more, and
No,
that's their message?
I've never read a post more in my life.
Never?
As soon as I see that there's more than 100 and something characters to read, I'm like, "No." And
Wow, the
I
truth
close
about
the browser.
Steven.
There's no time.
There's no time. You're just like, "Oh my god, I'm going to die." Wrap it up.
Life is so short, and we're spending our time writing more than 104 characters on the internet?
Mm,
No, I don't think so.
true, true. Lost Vagabond asks, "Shelf Control looks to be off to an incredible start. How has beginning this new series affected tracking and organizing your game collection?"
So yeah, we have a lot of video games, or several, depending on, I guess, who you are. And we're doing a series now where we let people kind of like vote on what we play.
Mhm.
But I've also kept a spreadsheet for like 20 years of what I own so I can remember what the heck I have when I go into a game store. And me and Mal go, "I swear I've never seen this Wii game before," but we've owned it for how long?
Oh boy.
And we came up with a system uh, to let me reword this. We looked into off the shelf solutions for how to let people look at my game collection without letting them see the entire collection because I've got games that are sealed that like I'm not going to open
Yeah, I
and
can
I
see
don't
yeah.
want those eligible. So we settled on a website called GameEye, which has every video game ever in it. And my entire collection, minus the ones I don't want to play, are now in there. And that took some time to take all like 5,000 games and put them in, but it's done. You only have to do it once.
That's fair.
So, yeah,
So,
and people have seen it now and they like it, so that's good.
so did doing the shelf control, did that basically like force you to find a different thing, or did you already have that solution?
I did not have that solution, so we looked at a lot of different stuff. I even asked online, and I had people saying backlogged, backloggery, um, some other just like things that weren't even necessarily game centric, but let you track stuff. And I looked at probably 8 or 9 different solutions and then finally settled on GameEye. There was another one I really, really liked, but it didn't have a search function. And I was like, man, if you got several thousand video games and someone's like, what's the one with Luigi? Like, they need to be able to type Luigi in. It's going to make a big difference. So,
Yeah. There's several with his name on it.
yeah, he owned a mansion once.
Well, yeah, I was about technically what? Well, really once.
Twice.
Oh, the mansion in 2, or the house he lives in 2 is one of the mansions that you get in 1.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
it's like only one time.
Yeah. Because the other mansions are just abandoned, like, just Scooby-Doo houses. That's it. That are just in the backyard of, like, Egad's house. So, apparently
I think someone needs to do some research on Egad, like, and
uh,
see what he's been up to and, like, what involvement he has with some government things, because I don't think that he's a trustworthy individual.
when you see in the Galaxy movie that, like, you see his stuff in that one scene, I was like, "Where was he on January 6th, actually?" All the crime.
Are there ghosts in here? I broke in here because I thought there were ghosts.
People Everyone told me there was ghosts in here. He's got one tooth. He doesn't talk like very. I don't think he can talk very well without like a whistle or something. People hate my voice for him, but
Probably.
there's truth in there.
I just think he should be investigated at earliest convenience. That's all.
He doesn't have to pay his help if they're dead. Now the toads.
Ghosts never ask for a raise.
No,
That's the trick.
it's true because they can't.
They're trying to replace workers with AI. What if instead they replace them with the
ghosts.
dead? Cheaper than RAM. Seems like a good idea.
We already have the data centers. They're called graveyards.
We've been sitting on data centers this whole
This
time.
whole time. They don't need
Brilliant.
water. Let's see. Mlep in chat asks, did you ever record anything or something only to decide later that it was just too unhinged to upload?
Unhinged? No.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever been too unhinged. We've recorded stuff that we decided not to post because like it just didn't work for whatever reason. Nothing terribly exciting. There was one time where we had announced we were going to do this like super difficult Minecraft map, and me and Mouse started playing it, and we were like, we can't do it. It's actually too hard. So we released like a hypercut of us slowly like losing our sanity and being like, we can't do this, you guys. We tried. It's so hard. We are not good enough in Minecraft for this.
Oh, wait. I'm just realizing that there's like an auto translate on certain people's chats in here because I just saw somebody type in Loco Roco and it auto translated to just Crazy Rock. I don't know if that's a thing.
YouTube being so helpful. Be like, this isn't what they meant.
Yeah, no, they definitely aren't talking about the seminal hit on PlayStation Portable, the 2009 classic Loco Roco.
I do love Crazy Rock. It's a great game.
I do love it.
I actually played it like a year or two ago on console because I had played it back in the day on PSP.
Yeah,
and it makes everybody sick because you really need like the negative space. Your peripheral vision has to be able to see the PSP, and when you're looking at it big and the whole world shifts, you lose about half your audience immediately. They're like, can't do this, bye.
And a barf.
Yep.
Oops. I never thought about that. I mean, there are some games now where I get like crazy motion sickness, but it's usually because it's too dang smooth. Like the frame rate's just getting to me.
Got to go back to Ocarina of Time.
I do. I'm starting Majora's Mask this week. Good old 15 frames a second. That'll keep me sober. Let's see. We have Celestin asks, if you could replay any game from your life for the first time again, what game would you choose?
I mean, that's difficult because the cop-out answer is probably Earthbound. I'm trying to be more creative than that, and also more creative than Mother 3. There has to be a game. I mean,
There's got to be
there
something.
has to be something. I mean, I'm a really big fan of the Donkey Kong Country series,
Hmm.
and I would say that being able to experience those for the first time would be it'd be especially interesting experiencing, like, the original trilogy for the first time now, which
Yeah.
some people do. There's people that are younger and they are playing these games on, like, NSO for the first time, and, they still hold up. They're still incredible games, and they look good too, so
I remember another content creator was like trying to go through the OG series,
yeah,
and I guess they played Returns, that and Tropical Freeze.
yeah.
Um, and I remember them being like, "What did you people see in one? Because this game is too hard." And I
Mm,
was like, that was such a big check on me because Donkey Kong Country is my first game I ever played,
yeah,
ever, and that was when I was 5. So 30 plus years later, like I just have that skill set instilled in me. So like you're
yeah.
you're saying like it would be crazy to go through those games again like today, like having all the prior game knowledge that you have and going back to DKC. Yeah, that is actually kind of interesting to think about because there are a ton of games that I haven't played from like the GameCube era, and
Yeah.
going back to some of them or going to some of them for the first time, I am just kind of like, oh, I'm not enjoying this probably as much as I would have if I played it when it came out and I was younger.
There's there's games that go both ways. Sometimes I play a game that I had, touched when I was a kid, and I play it when I'm older, and usually what happens is I'm way better and way more competent, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is fine." And then very rarely, I'll have the opposite effect. I had it recently when I played through, Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins. I played that again, like, last year, and the whole game is a cakewalk, and then the last level is the hardest thing,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Jesus, good job, child Steven, getting through this. This is rough. This is a rough game."
I
So,
I had a friend play through Jack 2 for the first time last year,
mhm,
and they were miserable. That game is so hard, and I was like, I was 10 years removed from that game. I played it once back in, like, the late 2000s and never looked at it ever again. I was like, "Yeah, it was fine."
yeah.
I was watching him play it, I was like, "There's no way it's that hard." Like, it's just his first time going through it. I played it, I finished his save file, and I was like, "This game is ridiculous."
Yeah,
I don't remember it being this difficult.
yeah, there are some games that, they're just hard. You
Yeah,
think they're hard as a kid, and then you get older and you're like, "Yeah, they are. That one
it's
was really hard."
mean-spirited, I think, is the word that I use the most playing that game.
Yeah, I mean, also some games are not well balanced.
I played through Metroid Prime 2 recently.
I've never played that. That's on my to playlist maybe this year, possibly.
I, I think that's the first time I crashed out on a game in a long time.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
So,
looking forward to that.
have fun. The ancient concept of rental bait. It's true. Not wrong. Hi, Hobotron. Let's see. Celestin also asks, "What's your favorite beverage?"
Water.
Okay.
What I mean, the drinks that I drink the most is, like, water and black coffee. Um, if you ask me to pick a cola, I'm picking Coke over Pepsi any day of the week, and I do enjoy a good strong root beer.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
drink, so I don't have any knowledge of, like, whiskey sour. That's something
That
I've
is,
heard people
yeah.
say before.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from being around Mao and all my friends. Always learning.
Yeah, chat knows about the Fanta. I was there for a strong root beer. Yeah, no, just a good one. Just a really good
I like one that
Sarsaparilla.
have, and I hate to say it this specific way because it's the marketing term of a particular root beer, but I like it when they have bite.
I
And Barks
yeah.
has bite,
Oh, Barks
actually.
has bite. I love the
Barks is very good. I don't know if it's the best one, but it is very good.
there's a really good like Vine-ish account where it's just this guy screaming pug mug in the pug mug. So he's got a mug that's shaped like a pug's head, and he pours mug in it, and it's just him screaming mug in the pug mug.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I haven't had I forget that Mug is a one of them. That's
yeah.
not one that comes to mind. I like Jones Soda. I drank a lot of Jones Soda in college, and, like, the strawberry lime is very, very good. I like that one a lot.
Oh yeah. I'm assuming you've had their Thanksgiving meal.
I actually haven't. I've never managed to find one.
Those are hard to get. I don't even know if
Yeah,
they do it anymore. I remember that's how I heard about Jones Soda in the first place was the Thanksgiving stuff. And
yeah,
that cranberry one's real good, and I was too scared to try the rest.
yeah. If I've had one of those, I don't remember it. I don't think I have. I'm pretty if I did, it was a million years ago. Right
Yeah.
now, our, fridge has an entire case of the, Sunset Sarsaparilla from Fallout New Vegas.
So, dude, sarsaparillas good.
It showed up in Costco, and it was like $12, and I was like, "$12? I'm in for
Man,
$12."
yeah, that's cheap. That's highway
So,
robbery. Um, MDK asks, have you ever thought about picking the guitar back up and playing music again?
I think about it a lot, but I don't do it, so it's not
All right.
so unfortunately, every place that we've lived, we always hang an acoustic guitar on the wall to, like, encourage me to pick it up and diddle with it when I walk by, and I do,
Yeah.
but I have not dedicated the time and effort to, like, getting back into guitar like I was in, like, high school.
Yeah.
So, someday, I'll get to it. I have a lot of guitars.
Ooh, this is a good one. Swift. I'm assuming this is Swift for Sweeper in chat asks. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of an impact has adding editors like Dan and Juliet for Stephen Plays had upon your sanity the longer you've continued on YouTube and Twitch?
Um, this could be I could explain this 2 different ways. It could either be like, yes, obviously, it's, like, a benefit to making my workload less and helping me, and then also, if we back up a few years, really, what it was doing was prolonging the inevitable, which
Mm.
was, the vlog needed to end and I was dying. Um, and if I didn't have like Dan to edit Let's Plays at that time, I probably would have burnt out sooner. So instead of hitting 15 years, the vlog probably would have made it to like, I don't know, 12. So you got like 3 extra years of Steven Vlog because of Dan. So everyone should always tell Dan that you love him because there's more vlog because of it.
I always throw in a little bit of kudos for the recording because I assume he's going to be the one editing it.
Yeah. So
Rowan asks, "What are your day looks like? What does your day look like while the streams aren't live? What sort of work is required for George Core to function that we cannot see?"
um I mean, there's always videos to work on. Um Either because there's something recent that I have shot that I have that I can work on, or much to my detriment, I still have 3 videos from Japan 2024 that I'll need to edit someday before I die.
Yeah.
So there's always like something to work on, but I also increasingly find myself working on things like around the house.
Hmm.
One of the things that's been really important to me over the last few months has been printing case art for video games.
Ooh.
And like part of it is an aesthetic, but another part of it is like I had a box of maybe like 500 uh, video game manuals,
Hmm.
and I hated that they were in a box. I was like, these belong with the game in a case. So like currently I'm working on Game Boy. and I'm printing out Game Boy stuff and putting them into like DS cases, just so for one you can find them easier because how the heck do you see a Game Boy game without looking at each one? And then
Mhm.
also so I can put the manual with it and I can get rid of that box finally. So I'm working on that sort of stuff, which is like job adjacent. It's not paying me any money,
Yeah.
but doing it makes me happy, and also I can like queue up some stuff to print while I work on other things, so
Mm.
it doesn't take up too much time.
There's something that, like, I was never sure how to like, I have a list of questions for the podcast, and one of the questions that has kind of been on my mind, but it's so hard for me to articulate,
Sure.
is you value greatly to me, what I've we haven't talked all that much,
No,
since the very
I think it's important that everyone knows that we really do not know each other at all. Like,
It's parasocial.
yeah, I mean, I have work on the internet and you have things on the internet, and, like, we've seen each other's things, but,
Yeah,
like, this is probably the most we've ever spoken already in our lives.
yeah. I mean,
So,
there was you showed up at that Coliseum, like, a couple of years ago and gave me a mug, and I was like,
okay,
"Cool."
yeah.
Yeah. And then, you helped me out with a lot of audio stuff that I've been, uh, trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. Um,
In fairness, no one's ever completely figured out audio. It's an enigma and also terrible.
well, it sucks because I have Basoonify, like, not terribly far away, and I could just kidnap him
I was gonna
and
use that word as well. I think
yeah,
that's appropriate. Yeah.
and just bring him down here and just be like, "You see those 2? Fix it.
Yeah.
Make them sound like I paid the money for it." So, yeah, that it is one of those things where it's like, yeah, I should just like get on that, huh? And I haven't. It's just a lot of time. Um, Slick Duke is also asking if you had more time. And speaking of time, if you had more time in your life to learn something or start a hobby, what would that be?
Um, my plan one day when if I retire is to, learn the banjo.
That'd be great.
I would like to learn the banjo and spend the rest of my days sitting on the porch playing the banjo,
Yeah.
which both sounds like a joke and also something I would be very serious about,
Hmm.
and it is something I'm very serious about. Um, I think the banjo is one of the most interesting instruments. I love the way it sounds. I love bluegrass music, and, dedicating time to learning how to play that would be great.
Yeah. And look, if you've already learned the guitar, the skills are a little transferable. So
Yeah, it's a stringed instrument,
yeah.
so
Oh, and to get back to the thing that I was gonna say and then forgot, uh, I feel like from what I understand from talking to you, from seeing your stuff, you seem to value greatly organization.
yeah,
I see it in the way that you structure, yeah, is probably a better term because you have the daily you had the daily VODs, you have like the breakfast streams that are at this time every
yeah,
day. Um, you have game categorization, which could just be a coping mechanism for the fact that you just have so many games, right? Like you have to organize them, otherwise, how are you going to deal with that? But
yeah.
it isn't, not interesting to me. Not in, man, I'm really bad with words. I,
Anyway, this
I,
isn't interesting to me, so we'll
anyway,
move
this
on.
is stupid. This is dumb. I'm dumb. But yeah, it is something that I've noticed about you. Is there something that like how do you value like scheduling? How do you value this like organization? What has that done for you?
I don't think I can function without some amount of structure. Um, I value structure. I value being organized, and like certainly there's avenues of my life where that doesn't, come into play. I'm sure the person that'd be most useful to talk to about that would be Mao, because Mao would be like, I can tell you where he's not organized. But like even down to there's a lot of there's a lot of structure, there's a lot of organization. When we did Let's Play content, I mean, in our heyday, for like many years, we released about 17 videos a week on Stephen Plays,
Mhm.
which is an insane amount. and it was incredibly important, like do or die to me that the videos came out on time. It was like this video is coming out this day, this time. Everything got scheduled ahead of time. And on the very rare occasions where we had to miss something, I would like make public apologies. Like I'd have to tweet and be like, "Listen, I'm very sorry, but episode 53 of Smash Brothers Brawl is going to be late because it's Thanksgiving and I'm spending time with my family." And then I did like the deepest Japanese bow.
I was about to say
So,
you sound like the train system where it's just like, yes, in this
yeah.
very rare instance for
And
no.
like the people that have been watching for a long time know that because they remember those times of like, yeah, he just it was important. So when we moved over to Twitch, that same punctuality has been important to me as well.
Yeah.
It's funny because like the streams are never more than like 5 or 10 minutes late at absolute most. But like my community and especially my mods will give me so much crap for being like 3 minutes late. They'll be like, "You're late," and I'll be like, "Please don't, please."
What were you doing?
I'm
That
like
was
going to sleep.
so important.
It's yeah, it's something that's deeply important to me.
Uh, yeah, I guess like I was curious, was it due to necessity or have you always had this like structure in your
Um,
life?
probably a bit of both. I mean, I think I function better with structure for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I like structure. I follow structure. I want there to be rules, and then the flip side of that is if there are rules that are imposed on me that I don't agree with, then I immediately rebel against all the rules. Um, so this is two sides of the same coin. But yeah, for sure, if there's structure, things go much more smoothly for me. So
Yeah.
I want that to exist.
I, I especially with content creation being like a 24/7 career,
Yeah,
I feel like it's so important. Like YouTube talks about it a lot on their like little creator feed where they're just kind of like,
yeah.
"Hey, do any of you guys actually like schedule your videos or you just kind of like throw it
And
into the
like
wind?"
there is no one size fits all solution because for me, it's very important of like, okay, I said I'm going to stream at 1 p.m. this day, so I am going to be live.
Yeah.
Like I have to be in the hospital to not stream. Like that's basically how it works for me. It's a job. I take it super seriously, and I'm going to do the thing I said I'm going to do. But I also know plenty of people that are like super willy nilly about like either video uploads or streams, and like it that also works fine for them. So there's not like a specific thing you have to do.
Yeah.
It's just whatever works for you and like more importantly your community. Like if your community is cool with just being like, "Oh, hey, so and so's live," and there was no plan on it, then like, go for it. That's one of the reasons why so many people are attracted to this career path is that it has inherently less structure than a traditional job. Um, and I think a lot of people are able to flourish in that. But for me, I need the structure. So I just force myself into it.
Yeah, I can definitely understand some of that. Let's see. Let's do one more and then we'll go to break. I really appreciate everyone like there are some times where I get maybe a couple of questions. There are some times where I get a lot. This was a very good set of questions. So I definitely appreciate everyone going in and taking the time to do that. The last one I wanted to get to was because I don't think we'll get to it on the podcast. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this correctly. Gillian Crouch. When did you and your wife Mal first meet?
So we met in trying to think of when we first like interacted. So we're both from starman.net, which is the premier Earthbound dating site. Um, I think it's a dating site. I don't know anymore.
Earthbound singles in your area.
And I think we started interacting with each other in 2007, I want to say. And Mal knew of me because I was fairly well known in that community because I'd made a lot of like Earthbound videos, and there was we had interacted a little bit because we had started to do a radio show called Fobbies Are Born, which is like a retelling of Earthbound, but with like it was live and it was with you know, people doing different voices for different characters. And I think we had her. either on the show or like just kind of like sit in to a recording or something at some point. And then at one point, the community did a Valentine's Day card swap thing where like you just, swapped Valentine's Day cards with people. And Mallory had me, and she sent me a Valentine's Day card. And I remember very vividly that I received it, and this would have been in like, I don't know, or I guess really early 2008, and or 2007. Shoot, what year? I don't know. Maybe this was 2007. Anyway, she sent me this Valentine's Day card, and I remember getting it, and my parents were visiting college at the time, and I opened this card and I was looking at it. My mom was like, "Oh, you got this Valentine's Day card?" And I was like, "Yeah, but it was just a thing where people were like sending
Yeah, yeah,
cards."
yeah.
And she's like, "There's a lot of hearts in it." And I was like, "That's normal.
People
That's
have hearts.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a lot. That's
Yeah.
fine, really." Anyway, we started dating shortly thereafter. Um, so,
Yeah.
and that's been a long time ago. Mal and I will be celebrating 15 years of marriage in August.
Oh, wow.
So basically, time immemorial
The before time.
since the dinosaurs.
Yeah. I was there. 2007. There were at least 1 or 2 dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we still got them. They're called alligators, and they're creepy.
They do live a long time, don't they? However, unlike alligators, our Q&A session has to come to an end. Did you like that? That was pretty good.
That was almost completely true. I think alligators also will come to an end, but I think they have more time than our Q&A does.
I haven't seen one die, so.
I've never seen an alligator die. Therefore,
Yeah.
I'm convinced they are immortal.
Mm-hmm. I need no further proof. But we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. We're gonna set our audio stuff up for the podcast. I'm gonna force you to watch an ad. Oh yeah, remember how I was telling you about how weird YouTube is?
Yeah.
You know how like when you run an ad on Twitch, you can kind of tell when things are. YouTube doesn't do that because they
Oh,
either give you the full unskippable ad or they give you the skippable one, and I can't tell what they're gonna do. So
so
I
you just
just
have no idea at any time what viewers are seeing.
I have I have that because I can just manually run ads, but when I hit the ad button, I have no idea what
Oh,
it's
you
gonna
just
do.
don't know it. Okay, I
Yeah.
see.
Who knows when they come back? I don't, but I hope you do. Stick around. Get something to eat, get something to drink. Come right back here. We got a podcast for you coming up in just a moment. This is the button.
Quick, do a mumble rap.
Hi. Please, God, please, Dan, cut that out. Video games can be a lot of fun, but creating content around them takes a lot of luck. So here on episode 11 of Good Luck Have Fun, we have vlogger, streamer, and Earthbound evangelist Stephen Georg here today. Hello. Oh no, I
Hello.
hit the wrong button. Oh God. Oh no. Oh, okay, I can pause it. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, it's me, Earthbound evangelist Stephen Georg.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been described that way, but I like that word a lot. That's
Uh-huh.
great.
Oh, thank you. I do my best sometimes. Thought about
Earthbound's
that.
a good game.
I
People should
heard.
people should try it.
One of my favorite gaming like fake headlines is like Earthbound fan can't wait to play it for first time or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the general experience, I think.
I will say, my very first time playing Earthbound was on not NSO, the Virtual Console, and it was right
Yeah.
when I got I mean, you can barely see it right there. That entire shelf is the collector's "You Are Now Earthbound" set, and my copy of
Oh,
Earthbound.
okay.
So I did eventually get a cartridge, but yeah, that was my first time going through because I wanted the strategy guide that came with the set, and it was very nice. It was very well done.
Yeah.
Very, very good. But I'm not talking about my thing about Earthbound. We're talking about Steven's thing about Earthbound. We're going to talk about his creator journey from rapping about the game, rapping about an obscure cult video game to forming an obscure real life cult of his own. But first, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I've had a good day, an interesting day. I
Hell yeah.
removed a snake from my home.
Mm.
Not in the home. It was outside the home.
We had I was telling you earlier, I had a turkey in my backyard. Thanksgiving came
We
early.
had like arguably opposite experiences. I think the opposite of a snake is a turkey.
is a large bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was a turkey vulture at first, and I was like, "Is this going to be a problem for my dogs?" And I found out turkey vultures cannot like lift anything over 10 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, there you go.
so good.
11-pound dogs, A-okay.
It'll be like it's just going to struggle, and I'll have enough time to like whack at it or something. Try not to hit the dog. Get
That's the international symbol for whack at bird,
whack at bird.
yeah,
Everyone knows, or sautéing.
which is also a way of whacking a bird, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Two birds with one stove. Um, yeah, let's talk a little bit about the before times, really the start times. What I kind of want to just get into like what made you want to back in the day. I think this was like
The day.
the day when you had to use like a DSLR and no YouTube. Google Video was a glint in someone's eye at the
Yeah.
time. But you decided to start recording videos with your friends and you wanted to start making movies. What was the impetus? Like, what was the drive to start doing that?
I I just thought it was neat. I didn't grow up with a video recorder. I didn't have any sort of, there was no way to capture motion memories in my home until I was 12. And when I was 12, that was when I was like, "I like this idea. I think it would be neat to, like, make videos and stuff." And, it's hard because that wasn't, like, much of a thing. I mean, now making videos is just ubiquitous. It's like everyone can make a video. But back then, that there wasn't infrastructure really for, like, internet video. Like, how I shared my earliest videos were putting, like, real media, like, video files online so people could download them. Like, that was what making videos was. But it was always really fascinating to me, and we got a video camera, and we just ran around the neighborhood and shot stuff, and the big step that I took was, sometime after getting that camera being like, "I wanna, like, edit this stuff. I wanna find a way to make this look good and do funny things." And, Pinnacle Studio, baby. Pinnacle Studio version -6 or whatever I was on. Computer did a bad job trying to run that software, but 12-year-old Steven loved it.
I do sort of remember trying to and struggling, or really my PC constantly struggling to use Premiere. And that was like just making, anime music videos when I was 14 and just
I mean, Premiere at least was, like, real. Pinnacle Studio was Avid's consumer level software, and I mean, it was fine, I guess, for what it was. It's funny because then years later, I would go and actually, like, learn how to edit on Avid, and, it's nothing like Avid. I don't know why. It's like, "This is our thing." It's like, no, they're super different. Um, yeah, it was fun to do that as a kid, and, I think the biggest thing that, I regret is that I only actually had, like, 4 tapes. So, we just inevitably, like, wrote over the tapes because there was only, like, 4 tapes, so we would, like, make a little funny movie and be like, "Haha," and then we would just write over the same tape. So, I have some memories of when I'm, like, 12 and 13, but not all of them because I just didn't think to ever buy more tapes, I guess.
Yeah, there is that part of like the physical media aspect that now we just totally take for granted because you can just get like a terabyte of data on a SD card and just that can
Yeah.
get you a lot of stuff in a very short amount of time.
I have a shoebox in my closet right now that has like 150 tiny tapes in it. I got a different video camera when I was 15, and that was when I was like, "Well, I need to keep buying tapes." So I have 150 mini DV tapes in a shoebox of just like everything I shot between the ages of 15 and 18.
Hell yeah. And on top of that, like, what was it like to upload that content in a pre-YouTube era?
I mean, it was new, you know. The I remember very vividly there was a website, and I'm not going to remember the name of it, but it hosted fan films, almost entirely Star Wars fan films, but like other things too. I was never a Star Wars person, but a lot of Star Wars stuff. I remember watching a Matrix parody at some point, and this was all pre-YouTube, and people were like making their own things and posting them. And I think I probably got a lot of inspiration from that sort of thing. Um, but it still wasn't being done a lot. And a lot of my early stuff was I posted to um, starman.net. And when I was posting stuff there, I mean, there was very few other people like doing videos at that time. So it was it was new. It was a new experience. And when YouTube finally came along, that was weird too, because there was a time where when you typed Earthbound into YouTube, only 2 results came up. Me and some other guy, and that's it. Like that was the results for Earthbound on YouTube.
Earthbound.
Yeah.
And this is like before anybody even cared about like doing let's plays. It's
Yeah.
like all they had
This
at
was
that point was just
prior to
actual
that.
videos of skits. I mean, the original YouTube video is just a guy at a zoo. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody would have anticipated being like, I'm just gonna play the game and just talk over it, and you're
Yeah.
gonna love it.
Yeah. I mean, like to some extent, Let's Plays predate YouTube in the sense of like the Something Awful screenshot Let's Plays, right?
Yeah.
But them actually coming to, I mean, first a little bit to Google Video and then to YouTube, that was still, it took a little while because that was definitely in its infancy at the time.
Yeah. Uh, what inspired you to actually do the Earthbound rap?
uh, a lot of the, a lot of the videos that I did that were Earthbound related back then was part of contests that Starman.net put on. So, Starman.net put on these contests a few times a year called fan fests or fun fests, one of the two. And they did a Christmas one, and they had like their own lore about the Christmas holiday and how it related to Earthbound and all this crazy stuff. And there were contests where they gave out like real prizes. The person who ran Starman.net, it was split run. It was one of the owners and webmasters was Tomato, who went on to, I mean, be a translator and localizer for,
Oh yeah, Clyde. Yeah.
yeah, Clyde. So he, most notably for this conversation, I'll say he translated and localized Mother 3. And then the other person is Reed, and Reed went on to start Fangamer. So you've got these two people who were like, yeah, we'll have this prize pool. And as a kid, as a teenager, I was like, oh, I definitely want to like be a part of this community because I feel in many ways like I grew up on the internet.
Yeah.
So, and the internet then is obviously super different than it is now. Growing up in the era of message boards is super different than growing up in whatever you would call this.
I mean, imagine like writing a message and then basically being like, I could bake a potato. Like I can just leave this conversation and then come back to a new message. Especially if like you're in an argument with somebody on a message board. you have
Yeah.
like enough time to basically feel fine again before you read the follow-up message and you're just mad again.
Yeah, and I mean, also just in general, like the idea of there it feels in many ways that the culture of the internet is very different because I mean, in some part due to monetization, like there's outrage culture that is influenced by monetary gain. And early internet didn't have that. Like there was no income, so people were on the internet because they genuinely like wanted to be and found people that they jived with and spent time with. And I made like a lot of just some of my best friends in the world and people that I still know and still hang out with and still talk to this day. And they were all just from early internet. So I'm a big proponent of internet community for sure.
I am so glad you mentioned that because that is part of a future question.
I'm already lining it up.
Yeah, look at that. Just or this motion, I guess. But to the rap point, you
Oh
know
yeah, sorry.
that you just you
What are we
built
talking
like a
about?
costume.
Yeah,
You created this song. This is a
yeah.
lot.
So the I Am Earthbound rap is to give the quickest version of it as I can. The costume was made by my friend Justin, who was just always into like creating props. It was a really it was a really useful combination in high school because I was super interested in shooting video and editing video, and he was super interested in prop making. And he's went on to make all sorts of stuff. Like he makes props for TV shows and things like that. So he's he's doing all sorts of things. Every
That
time I
is
talk to him, I'm like, so what do you what with this in Star Wars? So he's always doing really interesting things. And then you know, so he did the costume. The song is a parody, and that has been lost to time for many people. But the song is actually a parody of another song.
like a real
Uh,
one or another parody. Is how many layers
no,
deep is
it's
this?
a parody of a real song, but a comical song
Yeah.
that may or may not have aged well. I don't know. Maybe don't look into it. But there's yeah, it was like a song about like being a gangster. So
Mm.
that's I forget what is the name of the song.
I almost want to say is I am a gangster.
I think it is. I think that's
It's
it. I'm a gangster. I'm a straight up G. The gangster
yeah,
life is the life for me. So
yeah.
that's like super early internet stuff, right? And
Bark with me
I
if you
did
are my dog.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a parody of that. And over the years, that song, at least within the community that knows about I Am Earthbound, has been lost a little bit. So they're just it's like this is an original tune, and I'm like, it's not. And actually, I think in the comments of the video is like I forget the artist's name, but, like, he's left a comment, it's like, "This is really interesting."
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that but I made that when I was, like, 16. So
I
and
mean,
it's weird talking about videos you made, like, 21 years ago.
the best part about being in high school is just all the time that you just have that you don't have when you are 36
Yeah,
and being able to like do all these things and find the stuff that like will wind up becoming your career in the future whether you know it or not.
yeah.
Um so it is, and I mean that I guess if I'm understanding correctly is basically the video like that gets you picked up, like it gets you noticed by the internet.
Yeah, I had a I guess, a weird start on YouTube because I brought with me to YouTube, um, I mean, admittedly low, but a level of notoriety from Starman.net. So like I probably started doing like Stephen Vlog with 100 subscribers off the bat, but they were all people that had followed my work from the Earthbound community. So if there's a way to go back and look at like the earliest subscribers of the channel, like they probably all have like Mr. Saturn in their profile picture because it's like, it's the people that, were following me from that. Um, and it was nice to be able to have that like little head start for sure.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah.
I mean, and thinking about, this community that was fostered through this game, I mean, what was it about this game, the Earthbound, that got you so attached emotionally that you would go to a message board and you would start making these friends and start being a part of this community and eventually up to where you are now?
Yeah, eventually marrying another member.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's a dating
yeah,
site, you told me.
it is a date. We're the 3rd marriage, and I know that there are several others past us. Um, so I got Earthbound, so I rented Earthbound. I remember, um, renting Earthbound from Blockbuster. It's hard to avoid. It's a giant box. It's very appealing, and renting it, really loving it, getting it for, like, Christmas that year, and just being enamored with it. I think because of the setting. The idea of playing as a kid in America and being able to see, not knights and goblins, but just like good old fashioned burger shops and things like that was really appealing to me as a child. And I remember coming home from school every day and playing it and putting so much time into it, like more time than is necessary to get through the game. Um, I didn't leave on it the first time until I bought the house. There's a house you can buy in on it. It costs $7,500,
I
which
forgot
is
about that.
it's insane. Like that it's for the start of the game, that's an insane amount of money. But I didn't even leave on it until I had bought that because I was like, this is great. I am a child and this is wonderful.
Have you played RPGs before this?
Um,
Or was
no.
it just the idea of, like,
I
this
th-
middle America,
Certainly the
this
idea.
game stinks?
Um, I think it was my first RPG because I played Super Mario RPG, but I think that would have been either a little bit after or around the same time, so I would have been playing them together, and it would be another year or so before Pokemon debuted in the US, so,
Yeah.
like, it probably was my first, RPG, which could also explain why I didn't do so well at it. It took me a while to get through things.
I've told this story so many times now, but, like, my very first RPG was Super Mario RPG, and I
Yeah,
rented it just like you did, but the guy who rang me up was just like, and again, I'm, like, 6. He's like, just letting you know that, like, we don't have the instruction manual with this copy, so, like, if you don't know what you're doing, this might be difficult." And I was like, "Whatever. I've played 5 or 6 video games before this one. I think I know what I'm doing." I got close to finishing Donkey Kong Country by this point. Anyway, I brought it back because I didn't know how to progress the story. I started a brand new file, and I remember telling my friend because he was telling me to rent it, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't get past, like, the first area." And he's like, "Well, did you talk to Toad?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Go up to Toad and press the A button." So I rented it again that Friday
yeah.
and, pressed the A button. I was like, "I should have gotten the instruction manual." I didn't
It
know.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredibly different game from something like Donkey Kong Country, where it's immediately apparent of like, okay, walk right and don't touch the enemy.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
yeah,
know I could talk to people.
I ended up, getting through Earthbound even as a kid, but like it immediately became my favorite game. It was just I loved everything about it. And whenever Smash Brothers came out, I didn't have the internet. And so I didn't know about all the secret characters in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So there was an afternoon where, on a complete whim, for whatever unknown, I played on normal with 3 stock, and I got to the end and Ness appeared, and I lost my mind because Earthbound had continued to be my favorite game. Even after I had finished it, I went back and, like, kept playing it because I enjoyed it so much. So for Ness to be in Smash Brothers was just incredible. And I think the thing that's wild that people forget is that when Smash Brothers came out, Earthbound was not very old.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
Earthbound came out in '95. It was just a few years old. So, like, Ness is still a pretty recent character.
Yeah.
Um,
I definitely remember seeing because, like, you couldn't miss it. It was this huge box art, And I
Yeah.
remember seeing it, and I was like, for some reason, my brain was like, ah, that's weird. But again, I've only played like maybe five, so many games up to that point in my life.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the box art just didn't appeal to me. And when people were like, "Oh, this character Ness is in Super Smash Brothers," I bought the game with the strategy guide. It was like that day where you could like get 10% off if you bought both.
Yeah.
So got that for like a birthday along with an N64, and then I saw this character and I was just like, first off, he was very difficult to play at the time.
Yeah.
So, but he was one of those characters where, like, if you knew how to use him, he was like one of the cool characters to show off with. And so, yeah, I did kind of want to play as Ness a little bit just so I could figure him out.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just remember kind of like it is such a weird time because I think in my head, again, as a 6-year-old, 4 years ago is a long time
Yeah.
because Smash Bros. Was what, like 99, 2000?
99.
Yeah. So, like, at that point, that was like most of my life.
Yeah.
But when you look back at it now, it's not yeah, it is a recent
It
game.
it feels time is just the dilation of time is different when you're a child, right? So
Yeah.
it feels immense, and then as you get older, you're like that had just happened,
Yeah.
you know. So I yeah, I loved it, and it wasn't long after Smash Brothers came out that it was right after whenever we got the internet. I don't know when that was. I think I was either 11 or 12 when we finally had the internet at home. And one of the very first things I did was search on whatever search engine it was at the time. I have no idea. And I ended up stumbling across Starma.net and was like, I got to figure this out. There's all these other people that know about this game. I got to know about these people.
I can talk to strangers
Yeah,
on the internet
that was great.
and they want to come see me in person? This is
I
amazing.
mean, we got there eventually. Yeah,
It worked out this time.
It worked out. It was fine.
Yeah. So I have to admit I'm seeing all these people in chat talking about their first RPGs. Look, if you're in chat, if you're listening to this on Spotify, it's too late. Go to youtube.com/LifeMyLP. Type in chat. Let me know what your first RPG is. If you hear a question that I'm asking Steven, you can answer it too. I want to see what y'all's first RPG was. Let me know in the chat. Let's talk about the future times of well, it's not actually the future by this point. This is when you started doing your daily vlogs.
Yeah,
We gotta talk about the
2009.
vlogs. It is fascinating to see that the vlogs have continued on for as long as they have. And honestly, even I was just kind of like, is this guy just gonna do this forever? And
Same, actually. Wasn't
you're just
sure.
like looking at the tapes. Am I gonna fucking do this forever?
Yeah.
But it's why it's so interesting to me is that you have chronicled not just your life, but just like life in the 2010s and the 2000s. What made you want to do that?
There's a few different reasons. One of the reasons was that I went to college to pursue, I mean, film and television, but specifically editing. And I did not have enough material to edit because, like, there had to, if you wanted to, work on a project, there had to be like a project, which was a thing for a particular semester. It's like, oh, you're going to spend the entire semester or the quarter working on this thing, and then it goes to the editor, and like that's not often enough. So one of the aspects was like, I want to film things because then I have things to edit, which is practice. um Another thing is that I had always loved shooting stuff, and being able to continue shooting stuff was fun. And I also love archiving and documentation. So being able to kind of combine all of those things seemed like a good fit. And at the time, there was vlogs on YouTube, but they were all sit at the computer. So it wasn't the same as like taking a camera and going out and doing things. So the idea of being able to do that seemed fun. And it kind of just got its start there.
So it was just kind of out of necessity, and then you were just like, well, I'll just keep doing it for 20
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. I mean, because I didn't have to start from zero. there was, a sizable amount of people that were like, "Okay, yeah, we're watching, straight from the start." And I don't think I really approached it from the aspect of like, I need to create content to entertain these people. It was just like, I'm making this thing and you can watch this thing if you want. And if you don't, that's fine. But people wanted to watch it and they wanted to, me to keep going. And in the first year, it was like right at the first complete year. It used to be that you had to apply to be a YouTube partner, and I applied and I got it. So then I went into year 2 and I was like, "Oh, shoot, I can like make money. This is neat. I get to like just do this thing that I'm already doing that I enjoy." And in those days, you got paid once you hit $100, and I it took 6 months. It took 6 months, but then Google, mailed me a check at my dorm, and I remember, like, walking through the dorm, it was April, and, like, showing everybody, like, "Oh my god, this is, like, money. They sent money. Wow. Look, it's real." Uh, and then from there, I kept doing it. I graduated. I thought that I was going to be getting a real job. But at the time, things were starting to look up. I was
Yeah.
like, we're not there yet, but this could eventually work. Right out of school, I got married to Mal, and she got a job teaching. And I spent the first little bit like really looking for work while also juggling YouTube. And then at some point, I told Mal, I was like, Mal, if I just start pushing myself into YouTube full blast, I think that like this could work.
Yeah.
And so that's basically what I did. And it was hard. We had a few $1,000s in savings and we depleted all of it in order to just like stay living for that first year
Mhm.
because I was not bringing in enough to like actually support us. And Mal, I had to basically ask Mal, I was like, is it okay if I pursue this? And she was like, yeah, go for it. And it ended up working out. After a year, things slowly turned around. I was able to start putting the money back into savings that I had taken out. Um, but yeah, the whole thing was like a journey. The beginning of the vlog, like the first like 2 or 3 years, is really just a roller coaster, I think.
Um, a kind of a follow-up to that, I often ask a lot of creators, what made you wanna go full-time? What made you wanna start doing this as, like, a full-time creator? And more importantly, because you did this so early, this is basically still around the time when nobody has really figured out that like you could make a career out of this. Nobody's really figured out like this is something that a lot of people could just do. I mean,
Yeah,
nowadays like we take it for granted, right? Like there's so many people that are just like, this is what I want to do now. Like just
yeah.
create content. Did you have like a lot of negative internal feelings? Like, did you feel like you were giving up pursuing a career elsewhere in order to do YouTube? Or was it very much like, no, wait a minute, like this is it?
So when I was in college, I went to an art school. I went for film and television, and the way that the school is set up is they really, really push you very specifically into film and television. The professors are from Hollywood. Everything is about Hollywood. Everything's about, um, getting your portfolio up to snuff and then getting recommendations because they have connections to get you into Hollywood. Like everything's Hollywood. And after I started dating Mao in like sophomore year and thinking about this, I was like, I don't know that I want to do this. I don't know that I want to be on movie sets. I don't think this is really what I want now that I'm I have this girlfriend or then fiance and like thinking like is this really what I want to do? And I decided that I would try and do something more local so I would be at home. I was like, maybe I'll do something where I'm doing like the news, like editing the news or something like that. And obviously, I always enjoyed making videos and I was doing YouTube stuff. But when I left school, my thought process was I could maybe do YouTube full time in about 5 years. Like that was about the length of time based on where my numbers were at the time. I was like, maybe in like 5 years I could do this. And then, a few months later, I realized there are no jobs available for what I'm trying to do. I'm not going to find a job doing news work. The best that I could find at times, there was like some openings for like, I remember videoing like a kid's soccer team and like working on that. And I was like, you know what? I like YouTube. This is working. It just needs a lot more effort.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. So, yeah, a part of it is just the desire to stay out of a environment that would keep me away from home or keep me away from Al.
I mean, that is that makes a lot of sense, right? I
Yeah.
think there's always, especially back then, there was always this weirdness around doing full-time content creation.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, "Oh, you're making money playing video games or like putting on makeup or
Yeah.
all these other different things." And it's like there is money. It's an it's an interesting topic in and of itself,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like it I'm glad to know that like it made sense to you to just kind of pivot. Like this is something you're already doing. It makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense for you. You're enjoying it. Why not just stick to this?
And like the caveat that I always make sure that I mention is like I was only able to do this because I drained savings and because my wife was supporting the family. Like there is no other way that it would have worked, and it only worked out because things were already working.
Yeah.
Um I over the years have unfortunately heard from folks that just I guess really want to get into content creation and have sent messages and been like, "I quit my job today. I'm gonna do it." And I'm like, "This is a disaster. Like
Ugh.
you can't start from zero. That's not going to work out for you and it's going to lead to some serious heartache. You have to do it as a side thing and then find something that works, find something that you can balance. Decide if you even want to do it because for all of the glamour of being able to like make your own schedule and do all that, it's also ridiculously demanding."
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just want people to always understand that like it's not impossible to like upload a few things and get real lucky and explode and like suddenly you're doing that, but 99% of people are not going to experience that and it can be an incredibly rough road.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's something incredibly important to realize is like don't use content creation as like a way out.
Yeah.
Um, because that can lead to a very, very difficult, very rough road.
Yeah.
Um, like it there like I said, there is money dot dot dot, but
Yeah.
it is a struggle, especially nowadays. Like we were just talking about this, like back when you were starting on YouTube, nobody even thought about making money on the platform. Nobody even
Yeah.
thought you could. And then YouTube was like, "Yeah, we'll do that." Then you had the multi-channel networks, and then all of a sudden there was this rise in about 2012 where everyone was just like, "I'm just gonna do content now."
Yeah.
And some people had a following already. They could just go into content creation, and the transfer was pretty easy. A lot of people who just wanted to start out and from 0 struggle, and even more so today. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's really important to kind of point out.
Yeah. And like I want people to pursue things that they want to do.
Yeah.
If they feel passionate about something, then you should absolutely do it. But do it on the side. Don't throw away your day job to dive into something because like unless you're already running some numbers and you're feeling pretty good about it, like it's a rough road. So,
Well, and I also, I'm glad that you kind of mention your, I guess for lack of a better term, like your privilege, right?
yeah.
You could only do this because there was some money being made in the family.
Yeah.
And, I
And
can
like
sit
the trust me, the things were tense. The first year of our marriage was tense just because like Mal, it was tense on a few different levels because for one, yes, like I'm working myself to death trying to do all of this stuff and I'm not making very much and every month we're like using stuff out of savings to like keep going. But then also on Mal's end, she was in a very, very rough school. Like her first year of teaching was like it was an elementary school and um they had to replace the glass mirrors in the bathrooms because the kids were taking them and breaking them and cutting each other with them. And these are like second graders. Like they had to have like what's the name of the officers that are in the schools? They
Just
had to
like
like
security, yeah.
yeah, they had to like restrain elementary kids. And like this was just like normal for like whatever day it was. So Mal would come home stressed out of her mind,
Yeah.
and crying, and she's trying to like survive her job, which doesn't even pay that well, because no one appreciates teachers. America. Um, and then I've been like up the whole day working, but then I also need to like work into the night. So we're not spending a lot of time with each other. So just the first year in general was super rough. And we ended up leaving where we had moved to because we had moved to Columbia, South Carolina. And after a year, Mal was like, I can't do this anymore. Like
Mm,
I cannot be at this school. And I was like, let's just move back to Myrtle Beach where I'm from. And like she didn't have a job lined up or anything, but we're just like, we can't do this. So we moved.
yeah.
And it was okay. It took a little bit, but it was okay.
Uh, Taking a little bit. So what happened at that point? Like, when did it took a little bit become to, oh, like this is actually working?
Um, I think so. Like we got married I graduated and we got married in 2011. That first year was really rough. At the end of that school year, so like the middle of 2012, we moved back to Myrtle Beach. And I would say within the next 6 to 12 months is where things kind of finally turned around.
Mm,
It was probably 2013 or 2014 where for the first time, like I made more than Mal in a year. So, and like that all happened very fast because when I was in school, like working on YouTube stuff in 2010, I was thinking like 5 years, and it happened faster than that, which is great. I was excited about that, but I think it was like probably 2012, 2013, maybe or 2013, 2014, about that time, and then we had roughly about the same income coming in for both
yeah.
of us.
Do you think it was like a particular video, or do you think it was just the pure gumption, like releasing videos, creating that structure, that schedule?
Gumption,
Yeah.
like it. YouTube, especially at that time, rewarded people like me who are just very hell bent on doing a thing. Um, and that's one of the reasons why there was so much content is that uh, the way that YouTube was set up is that if you could keep putting it out with the way the algorithms and the subscription feed and all that worked, they would feed it to people. And the way that I was able to, eventually make as much as Mal, which again, teacher salary, not a lot, but it was like pumping out a bunch of videos. And that's what I did. And once I've committed to doing a thing, I will keep doing it. And that gets me in trouble a lot, but that's how we wound up, for years releasing so many videos a week because it was important to release a let's play video every day. But then we introduced memorable moments, which were snippets from the videos. And I was like, okay, well, those can come out once a week. But we actually are getting a lot of them because there's so many. So that ended up being 4 or 5 times a week. Then I wanted to show off new games. So that was first 20. So that was on Fridays, in addition to the videos that we were already doing. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, now I want to do multiplayer stuff. So that's going to come out on Saturdays in addition to whatever Let's Play. So, before long, we're releasing 10 or 15 videos a week just on Stephen Plays. And, for the longest time, like that was kind of necessary. It was
Mhm.
important to keep up that momentum. And I did enjoy the work, but it was important to do that because that was the only way that I was going to be able to make a teacher salary. So we had to keep doing that.
And let me be clear, making a teacher's salary on YouTube.
I mean, at the time, it's still a very big deal.
Yeah.
Still a
I
very big deal.
I mean, I've been a YouTube partner for over 10 years, and I've only gotten, like, maybe 3 paychecks.
Yeah.
One of them was from Disney.
Ooh, I got a Disney
You got a
check
Disney?
also. I
Yeah,
got a
hell
Disney
yeah.
check for, like 28 cents.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
have, like
cash it. It's still in a drawer somewhere.
no, me neither, and mine was, like, $60.
I was like,
That was
"Mickey
a game.
Mouse? Alright."
Yeah, I don't wanna that's mine. I gotta frame it. Being a Disney employee was very important, apparently. Yeah, it's a trophy. I got money from the mouse this time. Gabagool. Well, and then so one of the things that I also, looking at the vlogs, knowing how long they've been going on, knowing like who's been on it, knowing that locations are there. Did you ever really expect your life to be this public?
It wasn't a plan. Like, it's not like I grew up and I was like, "When I grow up, I'm going to be Truman from The Truman Show." Like, it's just to me, starting the vlog was just a fun project of like, "Oh, I'm just sharing things that are important to me and that are interesting to me." And, I just didn't stop doing it. And it wasn't until, honestly, like, much later that I considered the idea of like, "Oh, there's just, like, a lot of my life on the internet, and I don't always know how to feel about that." It's not negative, but it is weird.
Yeah.
Um, like, a few years back, I was with, Tom Fox, and we were walking somewhere to get dinner, and he said, "How does it feel to be the most documented man on the internet?" And I was like, "I have never thought of that, and I hate that thought that you've put into my head now. That's very weird. I'm just some guy who, likes video games."
I guess before talking to you, I had this idea in my head that you just liked the idea of, the structure
Yeah,
of for whatever reason you decided to start doing daily vlogs, and that just kind of became the thing to do for, what was it, 15?
15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's like you're not only chronicling like yourself, you've chronicled, whether you realize it or not, like the culture of the 2000s and the 2010s. Like, you can
Yeah.
go back to those videos and be like, I mean, think about it this way, in, like, 20 years, you could have somebody looking at that video being like, "Oh, that's what phones were like."
Yeah. And I've had some comments over the years, some from people who said it, and some from people who were historians, and they're like, "I want you to know that this is important." And that was like, it's weird, but it's nice. It's nice to hear. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, my just weird little project is a slice of Americana for 15 years, and if it's of any help to somebody, like, good. Like, I'm happy about that, but that was
Future
not.
travelers, yeah,
Yeah, that was not the intention. I enjoyed what I made, and as time went on, like the thing that always made more money was the video game stuff.
yeah.
And throughout the years, like, the vlog really never made a whole lot, but it was such a passion project that I just continued to do it. And I I just really liked it. And I think if I could have avoided burning out, I probably would have still done it just because I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, if you do something every day for 15 years, it does try to kill you. So you have to stop.
I mean, now that the daily vlogs are over, do you feel like there's just, like, a part of you that's missing because 'cause you've done it for so long?
I did at the beginning. Like, whenever I first stopped doing it, there was a period of a few months where I felt kind of lost. And I would say for an entire year after stopping, I felt weird. Um, I described it as inertia, because you have done the same thing for so long that your body is used to doing that thing.
Yeah.
And when you're not doing it anymore, your body and your brain are mad. They're like, "What's happening?" And you have to like retrain your brain. Um, One of the things I was talking about with someone recently was because I started doing the vlog when I mean, basically at the cusp of me becoming an adult, like the vlog started when I was 20. I spent essentially my entire adulthood doing this thing and not really ever knowing what it's like to not do that. And as a result, I never really knew what a vacation felt like because if I was going on a vacation, it was documented thoroughly. And in order to even go on that vacation, I had to work overtime leading up to it to get, Let's Plays ready. And whenever I got back, I was behind because I had went on vacation. So then I had to
Yeah.
like work extra to do that. So um, this past November, I got a chance to go back to Japan, and it was really like the first trip since enough time had passed since I had stopped that I got a chance to feel what it's like to take a vacation as an adult, and it was different. It was
Freedom.
very different.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's wild. You don't have to
Yeah,
work while you're out.
yeah,
I that yeah, there's so many I don't have enough time to unpack that. I mean, when I think about I've been doing weekly get-togethers with my friends for over, about the same amount of time. I started doing content creation in 2012, and even though it's taken different forms,
yeah,
I've always brought my friends together once a week. We play video games together. I could not imagine. I mean, there are times where we've had to take a break because, like, somebody's on vacation or somebody's doing, somebody got sick. And yeah, I don't know what to do with myself
yeah,
during those nights. It's just like I don't know what to do. Uh, I should take the break because I should take what's been given to me, but now I don't
yeah.
know what to do with myself. And I have to assume that like if that's how I feel doing something once a week for 15 years, what is it like to do something every day for 15 years? And that is just your daily routine.
I remember when I stopped at the very end of 2024, so, like, going into January 2025, I was like, "I'm not doing this." And I remember thinking at the time, like, "Yeah, it's gonna feel a little weird for maybe, like, a month or 2, but then it'll be fine." And I am flabbergasted that it's a year and a half later, and only now do I really feel like things are like, my brain is calming down about it. Um, it's bizarre, and it's so hard to even put into words. I got a lot of comments on the video where I announced that I was going to stop doing daily vlogs, and there's some really helpful comments on there about burnout and some of the people that had said, "Hey, it's going to take like a year and a half, 2 years to feel normal."
Yeah.
And I remember reading that and thinking, "That's insane. No, it won't."
You're
What?
wrong and
Like,
stupid. I'll beat this thing and yeah.
how could it take I just didn't I could not comprehend it, and now having lived through it, I'm like, "Oh, I totally get it. I totally get it." It is a very slow battle, for your brain to do that, for your brain to experience happiness again. It was it took
Yeah,
took a little
there
time.
I mean, there are articles that talk about, yeah, your brain takes a couple of years to
Yeah,
recover from burnout.
yeah,
But like I'm trying to, it's not even just the trying to recover from burnout. It's also on top of this like, well, this has just been such a huge part of my life. It's like
yeah,
eating breakfast.
and I think the other thing is that it became very much part of my identity. I mean, that
Yeah.
was like that I was the guy that did the daily vlog, um, and I thought that I was going to, like, really miss that, and as time has went on, I realize I don't. Like, I'm totally fine with it. I still make videos, I just have more control over when I wanna do them and what I choose to do. Um, over the years, uh, we've shifted a lot of stuff to live streaming. Live streaming is just more fun to do in general, but then also, as YouTube shifted and the income on YouTube became a minefield of, like, "What? How much am I going to make this month? I have no idea." Um Being able to shift more into that stuff has allowed me the freedom to step away from the vlog in a way that, like, I don't feel shackled to it, you know? And that's invaluable because, I do believe, and like I always have to let people know that I'm not being um facetious about this. I do think I would have died. I think I would have died if I kept doing the vlog. I think it would have killed me. Um,
Yeah.
so it's just it's one of those learning lessons of like, don't be like me, kids. If you're working 80 plus hours a week on a thing and you're doing that for years and years, that's actually bad. Um,
I mean, I joke about it a lot, but content creation really is a 24/7 job, whether you know it or not. And
yeah,
I can't remember an earlier podcast episode. I was. It may have even been Josh, but I
yeah,
was like, I jokingly call myself a part-time content creator, but like, there's no such thing. If you really
no,
want to do it, and you really want to find whatever it is that you're looking for in
yeah,
content creation, it is 24/7 because you have to do the social media aspects. You have to be present in everything. You have to allow yourself to be on somebody else's podcast, for example.
oh
um,
God, what am I doing?
I'm still working. But it
Yeah,
is it's a 24/7 job, and yeah, like everyone in chat is saying, like it's a casino. You don't know what your paycheck's going to be like. Again, I'm privileged in that I have a 9 to 5, and I do call this my 5 to 9
yeah,
this thing. Because it is. I'm working 2 jobs. It's just that one is paying vastly more than the
yeah,
other.
yeah,
I have said there's a number. There's a number to make me quit my job and do content creation full time. There's no way I'm getting to that number.
yeah,
And that's okay. But it also means that there's this aspect of content creation that a lot of people just don't understand, where it's not just recording the vlog for you. It is recording it. It is editing it. It is scheduling it. It is figuring out what you're going to be doing for the next, like you just said, if I'm going on a trip,
yeah,
then I have to schedule more. I can't you can't be spontaneous and expect a lot of success. I think what happened for you and where your success lies is in the unfortunately the thing that almost killed you. It
yeah,
was the work. It was the constant being present. It was the constant doing the thing.
yeah,
And you have to be present almost at all times when it comes to content creation. And I it is something I always try to poke at a little bit with each episode.
yeah,
Mostly I've talked to a voice actor once or twice, but like I mostly talk to other content creators on the show, and it really is just like there's an aspect that I think people just don't get, that throughout the doing the podcast, I really hope people really walk away from this podcast being like, there is so much more to what Steven is doing that we just don't know.
yeah.
So,
It I think one of the weirdest feelings for me, and one of the hardest things to admit, because over the years, if you follow like all the different things that I was making, I introduced projects, like even more daily projects. I did Morning Mario every weekday for, I don't know, several years. And like I genuinely loved all of those things. And I think that's the hard part is when you really love something, like you genuinely love it, and you have to recognize that it's killing you. That is so hard. Um, that's terribly difficult.
yeah.
And it took me a long time to admit that it was the vlog. It's one of those things that over the years I divvied. I was like, okay, well, Dan can edit the let's plays, and that's going to be a huge, relief. And like it was, but it wasn't enough. And then I would be like, okay, well, I'm going to get rid of this thing. And it like, yeah, that helped, but it wasn't enough. It was always the inertia from having pushed so hard and done this for so long. Like the vlog was always the thing that needed to go. And it did. It did. Touchdown. It's gone.
But I mean, like, even with the idea of like, it's almost this like phantom pain where a part of you feels like it's missing. It has. I mean, I'm seeing all these people in chat kind of saying the same thing, but like, you have seemed to be a lot better. Like you
Oh,
seem like
yeah.
you're feeling a lot better about things, about
Oh, yeah.
not just your life, but maybe even just content in general.
Yeah. I, I've always had a very unhealthy relationship with work. I'm a workaholic. I know I am. Uh, I I I get it from my mom. I can see it in her. So it's not surprising to me, but as a result, I have to be like really careful because left to my own devices, I will just bite off as much as I can possibly chew. And even now, getting to the point where I've released enough demons where I can breathe a little easier at night, I have to have people watching out for me.
Yeah.
Like obviously Mao, but even other people in my life who can veto things. One of the folks that I've known for a long time, one of my best friends, and also more or less like in charge of our streams is Chaz. And Chaz can veto stuff. If I come up with an idea and I'm like, I want to do this, he can be like, that's a bad idea. He's like, it I was like, "No, it's a good idea." He's like, "No." He's like, "You can't do it." He's like, "You are going to do too much." He's like, "Just play it safe, play it easy because you don't wanna run into this issue again."
Yeah.
So, having people in my life that safeguard against myself is really useful because for me, I am not to be trusted with myself. It's a bad it's a bad combination.
I think there are two very big superpowers here. I think one of them is obviously you have somebody who is willing to who knows you. Somebody
Yeah,
who knows you is not afraid to tell you like this isn't going to work. I think that's a terrible idea, or maybe maybe it's a good idea, but you just should not do this.
yeah,
But also the other half of it really is, can you listen to that? Can you internalize that, and can you take the actions that you need to take to be okay, to
yeah.
stabilize. And I think it's, as much as it is your community and your friends and your family that are willing to help you, Chaz is the true cult leader. Um, behind the
Yeah.
scenes. The fact that you are willing to be like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I will listen to that," is also an incredibly powerful ability that I think that a lot of people in the creative space really struggle to find.
And it's a recent ability. Like, it's trust me, it's I wish I could have learned that lesson, many, many years ago, but it took me a lot longer than I would have liked to have learned how to listen.
Yeah. Look, at least it happened, right?
Yeah, I got there. I
Now,
got there.
speaking of all of this, do you so back in the 2010s, you did make comments about like how you always make it a point to like read and respond to comments, and you are like very into the community. I couldn't
Yeah,
find that quote, but
yeah,
some digging said you said
yeah,
it.
that was a thing that was real at a time in my life,
Yeah.
and, it remained real for way longer than it ever should have. um, because it was getting to the point where I was spending a lot of days just trying to like read and respond to all these comments while I was still buried in work.
Yeah.
um, and eventually I had to stop doing that. But I did that for several years where I just read everything, responded to people. Um, Most notably, I had done a let's play of Skyrim with the full intention. I did it at release of doing one episode at a time. So I would release a video,
Yeah.
I would read all of the comments, and then use that to make the next episode. And I think people loved that, the idea that they could leave a comment and I would talk about their comment in the next episode. I'd be like, "Hey, so and so said this, and I'm gonna go out over here on the map and check it out." And I did it one at a time for the entire series. And then years later, I did the same thing again with Fallout 4. And, like, those sorts of things, they're fun projects, but it's literally not what Let's Plays are even designed to be because you're supposed to be able to sit down and play multiple episodes and, like,
Yeah.
get enough content to, like, take care of things. So it just adds so much more work, and I'm proud of it, but also I don't think I could do that again. It's also why streaming is great because you get immediate feedback.
I I had to laugh internally because I wrote Skyrim LP in my notes. I was like, wow,
There you go.
God, you're so dang. You're
There you
really
go.
good at being interviewed. Did you know
Thanks.
that? Put that on your LinkedIn. Interviewable.
I don't know if I have a LinkedIn. I bet I do, and it hasn't been touched in 20 years
I
or
was gonna say, did
whatever.
you go to college? You probably had to do a LinkedIn, and
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean, so the comment section, responding to comments, making community a part of like the experience of Steven and the daily vlogs. Like, how did you maintain a healthy boundary between, or did you maintain a healthy boundary between yourself and like the community?
I mean, healthy boundary is not a series of words I'm familiar with,
Cool.
but I yeah, I I really like I said earlier, like I really love internet community. It means a lot to me, and being able to help foster a community online is huge for me. Like it's maybe the most rewarding part of what I've done. Um, just because it meant so much to me growing up, and it was important and pivotal, and just instrumental in who I am today. And being able to do anything that leads people to meet each other or to be open to new information, new ideas, this sort of thing is just great. Um, but that that takes time to build. It I think hinged a little bit on me responding to everybody I could, and trying to build that up. So there was a lot of effort to make sure that that existed. Um, it's gotten a lot easier in the last few years because we have things like Discord, we have Twitch, and it's really heartwarming to like start a stream up. You're like still in the countdown, so you're not even on, but you can see chat,
Yeah.
and there's like people saying hello to each other,
Yeah.
and like just those little interactions, they're important. Um, I think people can so quickly write them off. It's like, oh, it's you're just saying hello. It's like, no, no, these things mean something, and being able to be responsible for that in any capacity is like the most rewarding thing in the world.
It is an incredibly validating thing, especially when you are starting from the bottom coming going up with Twitch. And
Yeah,
that I think was the moment, especially for me, where I was like, "Oh my god, like this is something's happening here." Like being able to kind of like see people show up and, it's just like all I can think of as is the intro to Beauty and the Beast and everyone's just like, "Bonjour."
yeah,
Yeah. So like,
yeah, but with
but
like a lot less French.
a lot, so much less French. And I have some people in the UK, close enough. But yeah, it is great where you just suddenly see this like community and people that are finding safety in this thing that you've created.
Yeah,
And all I wanted to do was just like make fart jokes and make people laugh.
yeah.
Um, but then all of
It
us, yeah.
it's
And
one of the
honestly, my
reasons.
follow up question was like, hey, did that Earthbound stuff play a role in your desire for? So
Yeah, like everything comes full circle eventually. Like the warm experience that I had growing up, a child of the internet, is something that I want to, you know, give back in any way that I can, and I'm I'm doing my darndest to do it. Um, Getting a chance to see, folks on our Discord, like independent of me, I had nothing to do with it. Like form their own game nights and like play games together,
yeah,
and like have kept it up for years. Like it's just great. It's the best thing in the world. We've had relationships form because of the community. We've had people get married. Um, so just being able to witness all of this stuff is amazing. It's it really is the best feeling in the world. So whether people are just tuning in on like a Friday night because um, they had like a rough day and they just need an escape, or because they you know love the game, or like whatever it is for watching, like it always means the world to me that they're there.
yeah. It is like I said, it's incredibly empowering and humbling to just kind of like see all of that happening in front of you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because like I don't think a lot of people think about that. You know, it's not something that any streamer just has day one. Is
Yeah,
that community just like chatting up each other during like the load in time? So
yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons that like, we've never been big. Like, we're not a big channel. We've always, um, kind of had this, like, little tiny corner of the internet. But I think one of the reasons that we've stuck around is that the folks that do find us don't tend to leave. Like, they're like, "Oh, wait, this is I like this. This is a good community." And increasingly on the internet, that is
yeah,
yeah, the
yeah.
the internet.
hmm
I don't wanna just outright call it
During
vile, but
the
it's
times,
yeah. I mean, it's nice and refreshing to have that place and, um, to try and put, like, the safeguards to keep it safe, you know?
yeah,
Um, and we do. We really that's a big important thing for us for people to be able to, express themselves and be themselves and feel like they are in a safe place to do that. And, as long as Mal and I are alive and doing this, we'll definitely be making sure that that stays a priority.
yeah. That's good to hear. Speaking of communities and you know the internet, who's Tiny Eddie?
Um, I believe if I can answer this as like accurately as possible, I think he's like a 180 something year old wizard from Montana, who owns a snack cake factory that features various goods. Some are not snack cakes. Various goods that are made of interesting things. Some edible, some not.
Some questionable. So I asked this question because there are plenty of running gags
Yeah,
that goes on in the community. I don't know all of them.
I would not expect you to know all of them. If it makes
I
you
do
feel
my
better,
research.
if it makes you feel better, I do not know all of them. At least once every week or two, there is an alert that plays on my stream, and I go, "Is that new?" And then chat's like, "No, it's not."
Okay.
And I'm like, "Okay, I don't like, I don't even know what's in my stream."
Yeah. So of the things you do know, what is your favorite running gag or what's your favorite bit throughout your entire career here?
I mean, there are a lot of them. Tiny Eddie is fun. We have a Chaz is the one that's in charge of our stream stuff. Our entire alert system is handmade, so we're not using any off the shelf thing. Chaz programmed the whole thing, so he has like very fine tuned control. And Tiny Eddie is a series of word banks that just randomly chooses from there's people that think it's AI, and I'm like, no, we had this before AI was like a thing. Like this is this is just really big word banks, which is also why sometimes it puts things together. It's like a little nonsense, like grammatically, it's just not quite right.
Yeah.
And getting like those weird things are that's always a highlight. I have been doing like improv songs as part of the stream since almost the beginning. Growing up, I was a huge fan of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
So we have like our version of the Hoedown and Irish drinking game and stuff that people can have happen on a stream, and then like suddenly I have to do an improv song about it. So that sort of thing has always been really fun to me too.
Yeah. Uh, just to kind of, running up a little bit on time, but I kind of want to point this out. You've been mentioning people's names. Can we talk a little bit about like who's running stuff behind the scenes and
Yeah,
what is it that they're doing?
yeah. So Chaz, who is, this will not surprise you, someone that I have known for 20 years from Starman.net, um, who, by the way, like now lives here. That's a completely separate thing that me and a bunch of my friends decided a few years back to just all move to the same city, because that was something that
You know, it was the
it was
style of
after
the
COVID
time.
because COVID was like the most isolating thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
And most of us worked remotely anyway. We're like, let's move to the same city. So Chaz is the one that runs all the behind the scenes stuff for the stream, both for my streams and Mal's streams, because she does like painting streams. And he, like I said, he's made the alert system himself, the the chat and stuff he makes himself. And it's really interesting from my perspective because like I don't do any of that. I am incredibly disconnected from that part of it. And when alerts happen, sometimes I have never seen them before. So when the audience is experiencing a new alert, oftentimes I am also experiencing the new alert. And because Chaz is working, like Chaz watches all the streams and is working in the background, um, there are times where like early in the stream, I might say something funny or whatever, and there might be people in chat that's like, that would be a good alert. And then like by the end of the stream, it is an alert, like independent of us doing anything because he's already, worked on it. Um, so yeah, he's built all sorts of really amazing tools to make streaming easier for us. Um, so just to give a quick example, because this is something that I don't think even a lot of people know that we have, but it's a really useful tool. Chaz built a system where when people send in an alert, he reads it ahead of time. So the alerts don't come to us until he's read it, and he can color code it. Because when we first started streaming, one of the things that we would run into is like things are going, normal, fine, smoothly. And then, people are going through all sorts of different things at any given time. Someone may have just had a tragedy and they want to share it because they're looking for, comfort. And if that gets sent in the middle of us like joking and like doing whatever, suddenly reading that in that tone is not great.
Yeah.
So Chaz developed a system where things are color coded. So now I can see when even if I haven't read it, I can see a color that's like, okay, this is a little more serious. So like I have to like then think whatever I'm talking about, find a way to bring that down a little bit in order to address that in a more serious fashion before I bring it back up. So like that's just one example of like the sort of things that are going on behind the scenes and that like he's working on and I'm thinking about, because we want to be able to have people share things that are difficult and let people, wish them well and give them good vibes and have some solidarity. But we also want to do that in a respectful way that
Yeah. Yeah.
that we're not like, oh man, that Donkey Kong game. Anyway, your grandma died. Oh,
Oh.
and like that sort of thing did happen a little bit, which spurred us to develop that system. So yeah, we have a song in the community called Chaz is the best, and it's appropriate. He is the best.
I think it's wild that you have this, system at this time when, let's say, hundreds of thousands of streamers almost like shat themselves when Stream Elements was like almost going to die. And
Yeah,
it's I is this whole infrastructure, it sounds like it's completely agnostic of any system, whether it be Streamlabs or Streamer Bot or Stream Elements. Like this is a fully uh what's the word I'm looking for? Proprietary
yeah,
system. Is Chaz
yeah.
looking for additional work?
It has been built from the ground up, and it's from what I understand, Chaz is not looking to run it on any additional, platforms for any additional people. Chaz, I mean, Chaz works for us. Essentially, he's there at every stream and he's watching to ensure that things go smoothly and that people have a good time. He's also like knowledgeable about streamer culture and all of that. So he's in on it. Like he knows when to pull certain gags and when not to.
Yeah.
One of the fun things is that because he controls the alerts and decides when they get pushed through, sometimes people will send an alert that is like a loud noise to scare me, and Chaz will just hold it. It's like a gun. So Chaz will wait until in a section that is going to freak me out, and then he'll do it. So a lot of times when people send in that alert, they'll just be like, "Ammo for your gun, Chaz," because Chaz just gets to sit there and be like, "Now's a good time." This will make him pee himself. Excellent.
That is actually crazy because, like, I've also made the joke of, like, how content creation is fake. It's
Yeah.
not a bad thing, right? It's
Yeah.
just the idea that, like, you have found a way to both manufacture the content, but still do it in a way that is genuine.
Yeah. The more removed I am from things, the better,
Yeah.
basically. Um, we also have I'll give you another little peek behind the curtain for another system that we have. Um, we have the ability to, I guess everyone has the ability to stop looking at chat, but we
I'm
have the
doing it right
ability
now.
to like turn off chat on our end,
Yeah.
and the only person that can talk to us is Chaz. And what we will use that for occasionally is like when we were playing through Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, it's so easy. Everyone wants to help and they will end up spoiling things. So it was easier for us to just turn off chat. But if we were getting like lost or confused or, things aren't moving smoothly because we are putting together an entertainment product, we want it to feel like it's moving along. Chaz can be like, you need to go to this location, or you need to check this area one more time,
Yeah.
or try using different items, like things that give us hints that we can keep the show flowing without it feeling like it's stalling. um and that's like invaluable. Like that sort of thing is like super super helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I the best I can do at the moment is I force chat to spend their channel points if they want a side seat, but I think that's crazy good that you like I said, you're able to kind of manufacture like the moments, but in a
Yeah.
way that still feels genuine. And I think that's whoo boy, that is powerful.
Yeah.
That is
it
a superpower.
it's one of the things, like, I've been doing this long enough, and I have enough, friends and peers that do this, that I understand that what we have is incredibly unique. Most people don't have, I mean, for one, someone working for them, like, related to stream stuff, but then to go further, someone who can build all of these things to, like, make them work.
Yeah.
And, you know, I occasionally I'll have an idea for a thing, and I'll be like, "Chaz, I have this idea for this thing," and then, he ends up building it. So, we try to do unique alerts for every single series, and, sometimes Chaz comes up with them, sometimes I come up with them, and, it's just a conversation. It's just we'll have a Discord call, and I'll be like, "What if we did something with, like, I don't know, like, Mario Galaxies, but it, like, invents a new galaxy?" And he's like, "Okay." And then, like, for Mario Galaxy, it, like, sends people on a special mission from the various word banks, because we have so many word
Oh yeah,
banks
I do
now.
remember this. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, all of that stuff is, those are things that Chaz has built.
Yeah, I remember seeing the grunty alerts, and I remember talking with Josh about it, and that was when he, like, first explained, Chaz to me.
I like how you worded that as if he is, like, this weird figurehead. We refer to him as the wizard, so I think it's appropriate.
I mean, when I hear this stuff, there's a part of me that's just like, well, okay, do you know what Drupal is? It's like a service.
No,
Every
I haven't
time
heard of it.
somebody said, "Oh, this is a Drupal problem," to me when I was working a previous job, I thought it was a person. So I was like, "Oh yeah, Drupal will fix. We
Someone's
we
gotta
gotta
get
we gotta
Drupal on the
go talk
phone.
to Drupal." No, Chaz seems like the opposite of that, where now Chaz is just like an entity. I mean, he could,
Yeah,
you know, Chaz cannot be fully described or comprehended. Thanks, Swift.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah,
And, like, Mao and I mean, obviously, like, Chaz is one of my best friends anyway, but we're just so incredibly grateful that he, has chosen to, like, work with us on this, and that he sees value in this sort of entertainment and wants to be in it, um, because it's great.
yeah,
It's really great, and I think that we're making some really fun stuff too.
yeah. It is incredible in its creativity and also its unhingedness, where the random word banks. There are so many things where, I mean, the fact that you are willing to put yourself out there for like the hoedowns and the Irish drinking songs and just do it on the fly. Um, Hats
Sometimes
off to
those
you.
work out. Sometimes they do not.
I mean, if it were me and somebody's just like, do an Irish drinking song, I'm like, I'll do the drinking part.
When I was really young, my grandparents are from like Maryland and West Virginia. We would go visit my maternal grandfather, and we played this game. I would ride with him in his pickup truck, and we'd go get donuts. And we played this game where he would start singing a song. He'd come up with anything off the top of his head. He'd start singing a song, and then he'd go, "You take it," and then I would have to then add to the song. And I was young. I was like 6 or 7 years old. Like I was very, very young. And I got familiar with doing that, and I've always really enjoyed that. I don't think that I'm super great at it, but it's fun. I do enjoy doing it.
I mean, he trained you at an early age.
Yeah.
Got you into it. Oh, yeah, chat's going 6, 7. All right. Well.
6 to 8 years old.
Can I how do I turn off chat again?
Hit the Chaz button.
Chaz! But well, what's next for Stephen? So I remember you put out a video in about 2022. I had to actually like go and find it to make sure I knew what the year was.
Yeah.
You were talking about the algorithm and the changes that you needed to make in order to keep everything running. What did that experience teach you? Like you talked to a consultant, you were
Yeah.
given the lowdown, and are you currently using that experience and knowledge for the future of Stephen George?
A little bit. Also, I want to clarify that the consultant that I spoke to was within YouTube.
I
Like
was about to
it
say, is
was
Chaz or
no. So YouTube, and I think they still do this, but I haven't had anyone since then. Occasionally, they have individuals reach out, and you work with. Uh, they have special people that are on the YouTube team to like help your channel. And I've worked with a few over the years. This last one was, I think, the only one I've ever worked with for plays, maybe. But they were specifically there to help me with Stephen Plays, and like all of the information they gave me was just really depressing, because essentially they were like, "Do you have to do variety gaming content?" And I was like, I mean, it's kind of like the thing I like to do." And they're like, "What? Do you like Minecraft?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But like a lot of it is they really want you to pick a game
Yeah,
or a genre or like something and stick to it, because that is the way that things are, working now, that it will help growth.
yeah,
And I worked with them for a long time, and I was stubborn about it, but I told them, I was like, "Listen, like I can't I'm willing to have some wiggle room on some things, but like I can't change the fact that I like every video game. Like I want to cover this stuff." So that that was fun, but I did see the writing on the wall at the time. Like I was looking ahead, and I was like, let's plays are dying. Um, Especially if you are doing variety gaming content. There is not a single YouTube channel thriving from variety gaming content. I'm willing to say that.
yeah,
I will go out and say it. It doesn't, and every time I do, someone's like, "Well, what about so and so?" And I'm like, "Go look at their numbers, compare them to 5 years ago.
yeah.
There is not a single one that can sustain it." And eventually it comes for us all unless YouTube turns something around. So shifting to Twitch allowed me to continue doing the thing that I actually like, which is variety gaming content. I want to be able to play anything. And how we have adjusted Steven Plays in the meantime, because like we do have an audience there, there's 200,000 subscribers, is we are making basically anything we can to point people to Twitch. We are making highlight content, and it's not even that highlight content does extraordinary, but over time, highlight content will do better than here's episode 53 of me playing, Fallout, whatever. So it's something that allows me to continue doing what I like, because I'm still playing video games. It's just happening on Twitch. And we're hopefully not completely tanking the channel doing it. So,
Allow me to say
yeah.
it when you saying that like it sounded like the writing was on the wall. and you're having this conversation with this consultant, it almost sounds to me like that was the moment where you were just kind of like, oh, YouTube is not the future for me.
Yeah. I mean, and we had been doing Twitch for a few years at that point. But like more than ever, and like Chaz, of course, was ahead of the game on all of this because he was like, YouTube is not the future for you. He's like, that's there's not enough happening there. They're changing too much and it's not, sustainable. Um, so at this point, the vlogs still do well. In fact, like vlogs typically do better now than they did because who would have thought it's easier to watch like one video every once in a while instead of one every day. Um, so the vlogs are doing fine, and I like doing them more than ever because I can focus my time and energy on one singular thought. But as far as the Let's Plays go, anyone who really enjoys old YouTube, old Let's Play stuff, I'm like, have you heard of the VOD channel? Because that's the closest thing you are ever going to get at this point.
And I agree with a lot. I mean, some people in chat are saying it too. Variety gaming content is dying. We see some people talking about like where I have seen success
Yeah.
on YouTube has not just been like one game entirely. There is a thing like even Twitch has the same problem. Single content streamers do better than variety streamers. That is a fact. It is an undeniable fact, and it's mainly because your viewers know what to expect. They can come
Yeah.
into your stream every day, and they know you're playing Fortnite, and they
Yeah.
love Fortnite, and they love your vibe. It is much harder to grow as a variety streamer because it's not the game I'm tuning into, it's you.
Yeah.
And that is apparently a much harder sell. Admittedly. And that's for every streamer. Their
Yeah.
vibe could be immaculate. Their swag too strong, but like they're gonna kill you. But yeah, it could still be a lot to convince somebody to be like, I want to be here every time you're streaming.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, yeah, it's like single genres, like a lot of horror streamer or a lot of horror content creators do really well because it is a genre that people care about. And I could watch anybody that only talks about horror games and I know what I'm getting and they can talk about different games, just has to be horror. They
Yeah.
can't suddenly talk about Hello Kitty's Island Adventure. I mean, they maybe, but
I
it'll
mean,
probably be the weaker video.
we're in a really interesting spot because we've grown enough on Twitch to generally always have a fairly sizable audience, and obviously it's going to change a little bit depending on the game.
Yeah.
But the audience now is big enough that if we stream a random game, we are typically like in the top range of that game. If it's a game that is not current, we are definitely the top of the game.
Yeah.
And that gets us seen by people who may not normally see us. So that sort of thing is useful. We've just started doing a series called Shelf Control where we're playing games like from the entire library, and that that sort of thing is like we're changing our category every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes is a chance for people that are following that specific game, that specific category to find out about us. And it's not only a fun thing to do and the audience really loves it, it's also probably one of our best tools for potential growth on Twitch as well.
Oh, that is very interesting. I liked it as a concept
Yeah.
because I'm watching all these other streamers that are part of the same circle, right? You have like Jiggy's Wheel, for example.
Yeah.
You have people that are just, I mean, even Claire has done this to an extent with the backloggery and implementing that with Fortune Cookie.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm interested to see how that. I didn't think about it in terms of discoverability. I just thought about it
Yeah.
in terms of just like, oh, this is just kind of a neat idea. It gets people interested. It gets people like engaged,
Yeah.
which
And I mean,
obviously lends to discoverability. But
yeah, and like discoverability is something that we weren't even like thinking about because for me, I like variety gaming. Like doing Extra Life every year has always been a lot of fun because I like to just play video games and try different things. So having a format that we do like much more frequently is just fun. So we've been developing this format, but then also there was this realization of like, oh, this might be like a good thing also for Twitch because we have the opportunity for people to find us because we're playing this random game and there's these people that follow this game. It's like, oh, well, who's streaming? Oh, who is Stephen Georg? I
Yeah.
don't know. Let's tune in because he's got a few hundred people watching and why is he playing this old Super Nintendo game? I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah.
So
No, that's great. And you're right. I when you mentioned it at first, all I could think about was like, yeah, the retro category has strangely helped with
mm,
people being like, "Oh, I'm not gonna put retro. I'm going to put, Goemon's Great Adventure."
yeah,
And whoever's looking for that particular game at that particular time, they're gonna see you at the top of the list because you're already doing pretty decent numbers, right?
yeah,
Like, it doesn't matter at that point what you're streaming. As long as you're getting, like, more than 6, people are gonna see it, you know?
yeah,
That's brilliant. It's crazy
yeah.
smart.
I mean, it's a side effect. It's not like a plan,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things that's like, "Oh, that's serendipitous. I like that. Okay, cool."
Alright. Um, there are so many different things that we could talk about, I'm sure. But that can be for another time. You wanna just
Okay.
you wanna just chat a little bit more. I would always love to have you back.
Yeah. I
Um,
I I could come back.
yeah, hell yeah.
I could
Great.
do that.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah,
most I've ever spoken to you.
it's true.
So, I get to walk away from this and be like, "That answer's
Thank
alright."
you. That's my trick.
You've tricked me. I
I
I'm
yeah.
I've been, fully tricked.
I look every time. I've been that has been my main goal with the podcast. I restarted this from like an earlier concept, and my goal was literally just like, this is just somebody who I might know. I might have met them in person a little bit, and or maybe I cold called them. Like I got, uh, some people that were just like, yeah, I'll do this, and this is just my time to just kind of sit down and just like, it's just chatting over coffee or
Yeah.
water or I can't say what I'm drinking, but that. They're not a sponsor. So,
I've enjoyed this.
yeah, thank you so
This
much.
is this
I've
is
I've
this has
enjoyed
been
talking
fun.
to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
same.
been the first time I think I saw you was the Four Swords TRG,
Yeah.
and I was like, this dude is hilarious, and uh is like the only person that I think like I could tell Claire was like so happy you were there because she laughed at like everything that came out. And I was laughing too, but I was just like, wow, this is such a huge change.
Yeah, I
You
I
know?
I I like Claire a lot. I remember that trip. We were recording stuff, and like every night, I I would stay up and talk to Claire for I don't know, like a few hours. We have a lot in common. We have a lot of like similar upbringings and things like that. So we have there's a lot of kind of shared history sort of thing,
A shared
and
trauma.
I also love trying to kill her with laughter,
Yeah.
which I've managed to nearly accomplish on several occasions, and I'm like all for it.
Yeah.
If I can do that, I'm like, yeah, all right, things are going good.
Well, I was delighted to talk to you. This was very good. You have been, like I said, you've been very well requested by the community.
I'm happy to finally do this.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, like you have asked me before, and I have just been like, no.
I
And
mean,
it had nothing to do with you or the show. It's that I was asked during a time in my life where I was still like juggling all the things, and it was like, if I do this, I'll die. Even though I was
ah,
already like in the grave, I just didn't know it yet.
you were very nice about it. You didn't say no. That's the only reason why I was like, I'll hit up Steven. Because you
Okay.
were just like, I don't know if I'm good for podcasts. I'm like, you're on one. And then that was before.
I mean, that changes nothing. I'm still not sure I'm good for podcast. Disco Only is not a good example of that.
But like this is, this is just chill. We're just chatting about, you. You don't have to do anything. In fact,
It's
you've done more than maybe this is actually part of your problem. You've done more for this podcast than any of my guests have done. Because chat, I need you to know, he recorded my audio too.
Yeah, why not? I recorded both of our screens in 4K, and then I put my audio on one track and Andrew's on another, because, like, why not? I'm already going to record my audio. It's no trouble to just click a few other buttons.
I never asked him to do that. Hell, I recorded somebody else's on like a previous month. I had to learn how to do that.
I have a lot of stuff just already set up.
He's going to send it to Dan, not me.
Just press a button. Anyway,
thank you so much for hanging out with me. I just want to say thanks again about that. Where can people find you? What are you currently up to? Do your thing.
On YouTube, the vlog is StephenVlog, the video game channel, which at this point is mostly highlights, although there is still like 10 or 15,000 videos from yesteryear, is Stephen Plays. And I guess for your audio listeners, I'm a PH Stephen, not a V Stephen. And also all of our VODs are put onto Stephen VOD. And if you like painting, my Mao. I mean, she is my Mao. My wife, my wife Mallory paints on Mao Makes, and on Twitch she is also Mao Makes, and on Twitch I am Stephen Georg, with no E on the end. We lost it somewhere.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I write your name, like especially over the last week when getting all this stuff,
yeah,
I keep telling myself Stephen Georg.
It fortunately means that I do have the best URL in the world, which is stepheng.org. I'm like, that's just my name.
It's really good.
It's really
I didn't
good.
even notice that until I did like the first Blue Sky post, and I went stepheng.org. Oh,
yeah.
That's neat.
I got that like in college, and you know who told me to get it? Jazz. I was in a college class one morning, and he was like, "You don't have an E on the end of your name." He's like, "You need to get this URL right now." And I was like, "That's a good idea."
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah. Do not look at the man behind the curtain. Well, hey, if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give us a follow. That's free. If you'd like, you can also be a member at $2.99, or you can be one of the lucky 5 getting one right now. There it is. Thank you guys for hanging out in chat. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully I will see you soon. And hopefully I'll see you all soon for another Good Luck Have Fun. This has been a fantastic 10th episode. The audio version of this podcast was done by Motion Dan. Popsky did the intro. Steven has been this month's guest, and I've been your host, Laughingboy, saying good night. Don't bedbugs bite.
Good night.
There's the button.